some people think that graffiti is anything that is, I would say, illegal or put up without permission. But other people, the graffiti that I'm interested in actually differs from all these other kinds of graffiti in that it's specifically putting up your name. The role of graffiti for graffiti artists is fame, getting their name up. It's a logo. It's a form of personal advertising. And why do people object? They don't understand it. They can't read it, for one. I mean, it's a kind of secret language, a youth language that adults aren't privy to the meaning of. I think the objection comes because they feel that something is out of control. When I first started to photograph graffiti, they definitely use it as a means of communication between neighborhoods by really completely bombing, is the terminology, by bombing a certain neighborhood. There are battles, turf wars being fought, not with guns, but with pens, markers, I should say, and then spray the train lines in New York City go from the northernmost part of the Bronx through Manhattan, way out into Brooklyn, so they traverse a number of different neighborhoods. So the writers and there were many messages, explicit messages or hidden messages in the graffiti, challenges from crews and assertions about who was the best and who was the biggest and who was the king of the line, and these messages traveled throughout the city. I consider myself more of an ethnotic.
We're totally different. Gary would rather go home and have a quiet night in, and where I'd rather be dashing about the Trafford Centre or Tesco's.
You're not big on.
That's a best I ain't a wooden spoon.
Swear. So are you very familiar with your kitchen, Gary?
No, not really. There's no kitchen in the world without a wooden spoon. Do you know Gary only hates the rooms that he lives in? He's been reading too many magazines. We used to share rooms when we used to go away with the teams. It got to the point where Gary was going to bed at 9 o'clock, 9:30, and I was watching the telly, still awake, on the phone to Victoria at 11:30, 12, and then he'd be up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'd want to lie until 10, 11. So it didn't really work out, so he chucked me out. Yeah, like the old married couple. Tremendous pastor.
Shall I do? Excited or what?
No, you don't have to eat.
Okay. Do you want? I won't eat.
Don't eat all because then
David, because you hear that, do you think that might be perceived as an effeminate thing to do? But if you own a string of restaurants, that would be an effeminate thing to do.
Yeah. It'd be okay if David was cooking for Bex, that's burning. Bex says it's burning. But that pan there,
it's got potatoes in it.
what's that about? It just says it just flamed up.
What's burning?
That one ain't seen that one. Isn't that? It's possible like that. It's okay cooking for me, but not getting filmed cooking for me. So nobody knows about it, you know what I mean? Do you think it's cooking for me?
No, I think it's friendly.
You'll get better than your own look.
Just come round to good.
No, you don't. No. But this is how this is.
I'm staying here, that's why I'm cooking.
I know you're staying here. Don't get me wrong, you don't come round here and cook every night, do you? Well, you have done so far, but if Victoria goes away, then I ask him to stay, and he stayed about 3 or 4 times now for about a week. Although he did stay with Victoria once, didn't he, for a couple of weeks?
Yeah. And Brooklyn.
And Brooklyn, yeah. Right, so it's Brooklyn was here now. Get rid of him.
Very nice.
So is your home a bit of a refuge generally? Do other players come and stay if they want?
No one stays there. Just him. It's not hot, what do you mean?
No, I wondered whether your home is somewhere that people come to if they,
It's like the Priory.
He got to know Ryan through going up waiting for him, signing autographs.
Crowd of women and many figures instead of just one. It really allowed me to paint faces for the first time, really in years or ever, because I think, as most figurative artists will tell you, the face is so problematic, because famously, if there's a face in a painting, you automatically go to the face. And then the face seems to hold the meaning to the painting, or the narrative, or people will assume the face has all the clues, so kind of the face always ends up giving too much personality. So doing this crowd of women opened everything up to me, because there were 10, 12, 13 women in a painting. I can paint the faces quite differently from one another, and they're almost comical in some cases. One, there'd be a cartoonish face, there'd be a more photographic face, and I realised I was sort of allowing myself to paint these different, first of all, allow different influences to come in, so there'd be a kind of monk face, or a Kirkman face, and whereas if there'd been just one face in the painting, I would have thought, oh God, I would have got very uptight and thought, I can't do it like this, because then it looks like I think a face should look like that. But the freedom given by all these different ways to approach it really, really helped me move forward with painting figures again in a way that, I really had missed I really wanted actual bodies in a space, which they'd almost completely disappeared a couple of years before that. If I can predict what's going to happen, that's a sign that I should be going in another direction. But I want very much that chance element. For example, it would be very boring for me to work out a composition before I started and then just paint it. The element of surprise has to be there. I really like to sort of contradict myself and not let it all go too pleasantly in one direction. If something seems to be unfolding too easily, I'd like to disrupt it. I have to constantly disrupt and contradict it. So the chance is often more about, if you home in on a painting, like the details, the paint itself, there's a lot of chance there, because you can't plan how a drip, or how a particular glob of paint is going to have 3 different colours in it, or something like that. But even, it's really a game of manipulating chance. When you feel like it's really close, and you're quite happy in lots of ways, but you feel it's not quite there, that's the worst, because you can really lose everything. And you really can. What's very chancy is that things can be there 1 minute and then they're gone, and you actually can't get them back. So that's almost the hardest. And you could say this is done. There are so many times when you could say yes, it's done, but you sort of know that you could. But inevitably when you push it, sometimes you lose it. A good friend of mine, the painter Charlene Van Hale, has this expression about take no prisoners. You have to go into it with this take no prisoners attitude, whether you're just starting or very near the end. You have to be able to risk losing it.
It was like one of the things, there was sci-fi lullabies. And then somehow we'd seen this picture, which I loved, of it's an English electric lightning. So it's Britain's famous post-war jet. And it has this weird kind of distressed science fiction feel to it.
You see, I've always been obsessed with pictures of nature reclaiming man.
Our collaborations are so mutually driven by innate desire that I was immediately like, well, I don't know what this project is yet, but I know it's with her, and it becomes something that has meaning versus something that is just a picture. So yeah, I mean, she asked me, and I was like, I'll follow you anywhere. The show that I just watched genuinely moved me almost to tears because I felt like I was watching the future, but this felt so intimate. It felt like the girls were so allowed to just be. It's absolutely new. There was such diversity in the clothing in terms of body type and energy. There was masculine, feminine, androgynous. There was so much individuality, but there was such a united feeling of allowance. I look at this collection and I'm like, the work that she's doing and the art that she's creating is going to make us all feel better and feel more honest and more true to ourselves and so free and activated. The ease and the intimacy of the layers like really kind of startled me. Often it looks like undergarments, but they're layered on the outside of an outfit, and it's like completely unashamed and not confrontational, but present.
Hopeful about the future.
You know, we're living in such an accelerated period of growth. It gives me whiplash. It gives me whiplash. You know, it's exhilarating. And it's highly pressurized because our identities are these lifelong, evolving art projects. And to know who you are is to adopt an animal subject to change. It's not a fixed notion. The mythologies that define us, that unite us, they're ours to create. Everything is on the table. It's no longer important to know who you are or even what you want. I think it's important to burn down your very best yesterday, every day, so you can start again.